Hi everyone, great to have you here for today's webinar. My name is Alison Bird. I'm a program manager here at Climate Salad, and it's really lovely to be with you today. Come on in, feel free to pop your video on. We love seeing faces. If you're literally getting your lunch ready for the lunch and learn session, go for it. Just let us know what you're having so we can get jealous. And yeah, delightful to have you here. I'd like to begin by acknowledging the traditional owners of the land on which we meet today, which for me is the Minjungle people of the Bundjalung Nation. Given we're just a couple of days after the referendum result, it's hard to find the right words to say as I'm doing this acknowledgement, other than that we continue to stand beside our First Nations friends, family and colleagues during this time, and we look to how we can take our next steps forward together. And I'd like to pay my deep respect and gratitude to elders past and present, and extend that respect to other Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people joining us today. If you haven't already, please share in the chat your name, business, and where you're tuning in from. And yeah, great to have you here. Today's session is about communicating sustainability in your marketing with Mo Hamdouna. Mo is a Climate Salad mentor and managing director of creative agency Mo Works. On behalf of the Climate Salad community, we're delighted to welcome you here, Mo. Thanks for joining us for this session. There will be opportunities to ask questions, but do pop any in the chat as we go, and we'll make sure that those get answered. And I will hand it over to you, Mo.
Thank you, Alison. Thanks, everyone, for joining. I'm in Sydney today. I just arrived ahead of attending South by Southwest. So if you are in Sydney and you'll be attending any of the days South by Southwest, please come and say hello or reach out to me, and I will make sure to make some time and meet you. We have had a session that I tried to make it full of some form of action that can be taken, but I would like first to start by introducing myself. As Alison said, my name is Mo Hamdouna, and I'm a co-founder of an agency called Mo Works. We're based in Melbourne and Adelaide, and I'm also a co-founder of a startup accelerator called Hatch Court that in Melbourne that help businesses venture overseas, mainly to Southeast Asia and the Middle East. Today, I will start sharing my screen. We're going to touch base on a topic that is quite seasonal. I'm sure we all here, let me see how to go full screen. I'm sure as you hear a member of Climate Salad, so it's mean in one way or another, you are active in the space, either by introducing sustainable product, by services, consultation and more. And there's where I'm coming from will be how to communicate this kind of effort. But to start, let me jump here. I want to come with a point about with marketing. As we know, marketing, it's all about communicating the pillars you have as a brand, communicating what you do, and try to grow your business itself. But here, we're coming into specific product that marketing those products can give a social license to people for using your product itself, and that's become where the responsibility come in hand. So when I speak about product, I'm speaking about either the product that they coming to replace older product, so product that becoming in the core of it become more sustainable, like EV cars replacing old fuel cars, solar battery replacing coal. And there's the other kind of product which is might not change the core thing in it. However, we're changing how it's made, how it's used, where it ends, and how it delivered for us. And this has become the area that require, or the communication matter, because communicating the journey of these products become more critical than other areas, which is what lead us to introduce or start thinking of responsible communication as part or as a way of marketing. Responsible communication, it's here to solve those challenges. It's if you have been in financial space from before, you are aware of it. what you cannot do in financial space, how you can promise profit or you cannot promise profit when you communicate your product. And this is leading us to more and more being more required in the sustainability communication itself. There's three key area of how to take charge of responsible communication, which is, as you can tell here, being transparent. As one, transparency lie in the heart of your product and ensure sharing the right stories, accuracy in sharing specific information and specific figures and number to ensure what we share is valid, backed by right information, and more, and consistency by ensuring what you communicate continue to be across the journey itself, continue to be you continue to engage and inform your key stakeholder, key target market, and more. But throughout this session, this is just more on setting up the foundation. We're going to explore those angles, shed light on some complexity, and equip you with some more insight how to effectively communicate your sustainability effort and leading you to win market as well. But before we jump there, I want to start by touching base on greenwashing. Greenwashing as a term or as a definition been growing rapidly in the last few years, which is coming as when a business make false or misleading claims about their sustainability effort or downplay some of the environmental impact of their business model in order to gain awareness and win market or expand their business itself. Greenwashing can include and can be done in various way or various action. One of them is more by being a bit vague on the language that you use, info content such as it's 100% natural, it's biodegradable, it's recycled, built by renewable energy, it's carbon neutral, which could be by offsetting. Greenwashing can be done by not providing sufficient proof about the claim you provide. If you're using a specific kind of material and you claim that it's 100% recyclable, can this be proved? Are you able to recycle this specific material in the area that it's getting be used, and more? It can be simply as greenwashing, you're lying about some of the fact, or you're hiding specific realities in purpose just to ensure that you continue having a much better image. Or it can be by introducing irrelevant information. So if you are in food industry and you speak about your product that it's I don't know, it's not using any chemical material in it, but by nature, and everyone in this industry does not use chemical information in this specific product, it's mean you're providing an irrelevant good thing to look better, but in reality, you shouldn't be talking about this product because it's a known that you shouldn't be using it, for example. Another point here is hiding or hidden trade-off. So basically focusing on one area of your business or one area of your product that is sustainable or that is doing good for environment, and hiding or ignoring other factor in the business itself where you're really harming nature. Like, for example, if you think of either mining businesses, etc., where they shed the light a lot on their activities of what they do as sustainable activities, but they remove your focus on what they're doing in terms of the consent mining, the more project they are opening, creating, etc. So here they're trying to divert the communication around what else is not important, so they can focus on what they want to have in it. Now, this kind of criticism unfortunately triggered or can trigger other people who's doing the right thing to be afraid of communicating what they have, which result basically to what's known as a greenwashing, which is the opposite of greenwashing. It's basically when you are doing a good thing, you're doing the right or or you're trying to make an effort, you started a journey, you're trying to make an impact, but you are afraid to talk about it simply because you're worried of some form of an impact or a backlash that can happen because you said your product remove carbon equal to 1,000 trees and it's 500 trees. So someone will find this point and will come after your business. There's one recent example. I saw it in a product that I work with called apparel business. I'm not sure if you guys are aware of it, where there's some specific people went online around their business that they've been tracking some of the material that they donated to them, but they found it went to shredding instead of went to be donated. And it's one specific piece, and they, all the rage came around them to tell them that you guys are not responsible for what you recycle in terms of your textile, and we need to be very clear. And they went on and on specific area that apparel admit it could have been a mistake. They're actually not sure exactly where this specific product. They're doing their best, and they also are learning as they go. And potentially, I was reading those kind of comments, and I'm thinking, surely you can put this effort into the criticism you are going through to apparel to read a business that does not do this at all, and try to put it there instead of going to the people who's trying to do an impact. But this is potentially explaining how the greenwashing itself can be why people start hushing basically about any activity they can do. But it leads us basically, the reality is company need to speak up freely to share their progress so they can benefit of this impact that they're trying to achieve. Yes, the reason behind doing sustainability work is more to give back, ensure we have a better future, ensure we save the planet, but also, as we are all in business, there's aspect to it that can help grow the business itself. There is a reason why you should be communicating those sustainability and not being afraid of any backlash. Obviously, I will speak later on about specific strategy or tactic to help you avoid this backlash that can come over your business. But in this slide specifically, I'm trying to focus on why you should communicate sustainability. First one, it's, let's say, the obvious one, which is allow your company to build trust by opening the door to your vulnerable area of the business, the area that you're still learning and doing as you go. It's potentially for many businesses, it's something you did not master just yet as your sustainability journey, the kind of action that you do for the business itself. Another one, help meeting customer demands. There's plenty of examples, and I heard it in many previous topic or presentation here at Climate Salad of consumer looking to find a better product, but sometimes they cannot find these products. And this is currently one of the challenges for those businesses. So one way for you to connect with them is by start communicating your sustainability effort. Because if you have two specific products are exactly the same, the differentiator can be the sustainable effort that you are making. Last one, gaining the competitive advantage, which is meet the exact same point. If two products are exactly the same, which one you prefer? The one is, it can have a second life or can be upcycled at the end of it, or the one will go into landfill. So just adding this kind of information can help give you this extra nudge against your competition, and which allow you to grow more your business. And finally, engage your community. There is various way, which is we'll touch based on it at the end of the session, how you can engage your community to expand your sustainability effort, to expand the reach about your product and services, and to do more or a better impact as well. Guys, I'm not following really the comments. So if someone have a questions as I go, feel free to either speak out and ask a question. I'm happy to answer as we go, and I will have some time at the end of the session to answer any of the questions as well.
Mo, just a quick one here. Will we be able to get access to the slide deck afterwards? Would you mind sharing that with us?
Of course, I will
Fabulous.
share it with you, Alison, and you can share it with everyone.
Great. We can sit back and take it in, so we don't need to take notes of everything that's on every slide.
Perfect. And I'm also converting lots of what I'm sharing into a blog post that I'll also will bring it back. So it will have more detail, because somehow this presentation doesn't say much. It's mainly the like the primary headlines, etc. Now,
Perfect. Thank you.
we have the reason why to communicate sustainability. Now, who should we communicate sustainability to? As again, communicating sustainability fit under marketing. So if you are within marketing, it's mean you need to define who do you communicate anything to, because this will help alter the message that you use to communicate to each part of your stakeholders. So potentially it could be your customers, if you know them, if you know who they are, which channels they use, and what's critical for them for your product, you will shape your story for them. It could be your investors, if you have investor, or if you're going to raise some fund. It's not a matter of just reporting a new ESG basically at the end of the year. It's more how to get them into the journey and show them the progress of your sustainability, so you can gain this trust with them. Your employees or your team members, like having or working for a business that stand for the environment and provide sustainable effort can attract more people, or can engage your team members to stay within the business, because it can enlarge your mission itself. And finally, the community where you either operate in, where you recycle your product with, or you potentially give back or sell them your product. The more you engage them, the more you define who they are and their needs, the better you will be able to communicate to them later on. Now, in this session, yes, we're speaking about how to communicate those sustainability action, but what are the different actions that potentially you can communicate? I've been, and I'm sure lots of you hearing about businesses. I was in a grant, in a program, award program for Wyndham Council, and part of one of the questions was speak about your sustainability effort, or what action have you been taking as a business? And you'll be surprised how many people mention actually they are a paperless agency or a paperless business, and this is basically the sustainability impact or effort they are doing the business, which is, yes, of course, it's a big step, but potentially there's more action that can be, of course, added. Again, in this specific audience in Climate Salad here, I know I'm speaking to people who have great understanding of those potential of action, because some of you actually either implement it or have it as a service, and there's lots of consultants in the session itself. But some of this action that you're aware of, it can be the top and easier one, like using sustainable material, increasing efficiency in your power generation, storage, and more. So if you're doing this, it's something you can talk about. If you are using climate-friendly machinery, you can talk about this kind of aspect. If you're training your employee to be more sustainable, to be aware of their impact, it's also something you can speak about. If you're running internal workshop, if you're running training for them, this kind of internal knowledge can be shared around. And of course, if you're an influencer, if you're representing your business, speaking in different events and trying to advocate basically the industry to move into a more sustainable aspect, this is also something you can talk about as part of your sustainability action. Defining and knowing those action will help later on communicating to either your marketing team or communication team or agency the stuff that matters for them to help communicating it. Also will help you start tracking those actions, so you can have this packed information that you will be communicating it later on. So it's very important to list down what action we take as a business and what action that we want to be taking, so you can help communicating it later on. Other action that some of you maybe is doing, or are you aware of other businesses that are implementing it, is building specifically new product or services that are climate-friendly products. or redesigning or reinventing your whole product to be sustainable from its inception to its to when people stop using it, so it go into another life either by upcycling, recycling, or resell, etc. So redevelop your product. Obviously, this specific one, it's hard to implement, but it's one of the most um, one of the most action that you can speak about with big impact, because you're just shifting the whole business development. Other one, adding performance indicator to the environmental sustainability as part of your performance. And this can solve lots of things. Like if you consider your environmentally performance or environmental performance as part of the overarching, basically, company performance this year, it's not just about the sales revenue reach. So you also about what was your impact. If you include this as the main company KPI itself, this piece by itself has a huge impact and it can be communicated in many ways, can be communicated in many different stories, because it's shifting mindset around everyone within the industry itself. Finally, if you, of course, you're supporting, donating, or optimizing your resources as well. Now, before joining and speak about how to effectively communicate sustainability, I just want to shed the light a little bit between the difference between ESG communication to your investors and sustainability communication. Because yes, both can vary and can be linked. However, there's a difference between them. ESG, most of the time, it's coming as part of your annual reporting or your reporting, either whatever it's 6-month, annual, etc. It's mainly geared towards one type of your stakeholders, your investors or shareholders, and it's focused on specific key area of measures. Where in the other hand, sustainability communication, it's part of your marketing or communication strategy. So it should be embedded into the day-to-day life or always on tab of marketing. And it's targeting more people beside the investor itself. So clarifying this point can help you potentially also clarify how you ask your internal team to focus in these areas. ESG will come as a report, as a document, a white paper, etc., where sustainability communication can come as any form of marketing, from your reels, your blogs, your podcasts, etc. Now, moving to the main part in terms of how to effectively communicate your sustainability effort. There is multiple action can be done, multiple ways can be done to fit business by business. I'll share a few here and try to cover as much as possible in it. If anyone has a specific question about one of these points, please also unmute yourself and speak up. But first one, authenticity. The biggest problem with greenwashing is basically if you just lying. So as simple as this, or you just faking some of the information. Where on the other side, being authentic, ensure you are in the right step to better communicating your sustainability itself. The second point is what I mentioned earlier, is taking this always on approach. So basically moving from reporting back on your ESG effort or your sustainability efforts from either every quarter, every 6 months, or every year, to become part of your communication pillars. If you have your marketing strategy and you define 3 to 4 communication pillars, basically, it's time to add sustainability as another pillar of the thing that your social team should be speaking about more often. Should be one post out of the 3 posts you share a week, should be should be part of the email that you send monthly, should be part of the topic that your reels will talk about, or your videos talk about, etc. So just taking this always on approach instead of keeping it as something you are reporting to or reporting at the end of a specific period itself. The other one is obviously make transparency a priority. And this can help you in many ways, can help you in avoiding backlash, especially if you're sharing your journey and bringing that this is the stuff that it's your ambition, you're trying to work towards this, but you want to aim high, so you feel if you fall short, it's okay, basically. And getting people so they see you are making the effort, not simply just reporting a result at the end of the day. So if you said we will reach 100% renewable by 2025, and by 2025 people saw the journey, saw the effort, and you just reach, I don't know, 80% or 85, they will understand that you've been committed, you've been trying your best, and this is how much you managed to achieve. It's still great enough, and you should be celebrated instead of being accused why you promised us 100% and you're still at 85%, basically. Leverage any awards. I see lots of businesses in Climate Salad always winning different awards here and there. Lots of it about your either sustainability, or part of it as it could be the category of sustainability itself. I'm sure you all do it, but it can be done in a more regular, always on approach instead of a just one-on celebration. Discuss certification you have. So if you are a B Corp certified, or climate active, etc., this the kind of certification that you want to talk about. You want to add it to your website. You want to remind people that you have it. You want to potentially print it into a product, like I'm doing in this bottle, and they have it here. You cannot see it, sorry. Like you place it in the right places to constantly reminding your consumers, your target market, that you are making an effort. Another one is make it accessible. And this one is super important because lots of people have no idea if you removed 352 tons of carbon out of air, how much is this? You know, they don't know if this is actually you're doing a good job, or you're doing an average job, or not. And here it becomes super important to make this your sustainability impact communication more accessible. Here you can convert it to infographics. You can simplify it as a comparison. For example, we recycled X amount, which is equal to 500,000 iPhone. This kind of comparison make people able to understand what kind of impact you are doing, and then judge if you're actually doing a good thing or not. Because if you're just using specific industry jargon, not everyone from your specific target will understand exactly how big or how small is your impact itself. Another one, explain your sustainability goals. Putting the goals, I think even LinkedIn now in their page, they have a new section, which is you can put your sustainability objective or a goals as a business, what kind of impact you're trying to achieve. Putting it there, going to your LinkedIn, or going to specific, if you're introducing a sustainability page in your website, and mentioning what you're trying to achieve or your ambition. Obviously, you want to be careful what kind of word you use, especially if you're not 100% guaranteed you will achieve it. This can help or get more people behind your business because they see where you're going. Another one, invite participation. Participation can obviously expand the reach of your effort. It can engage with the customers to make them part of your journey itself. You can work with them, since we use it for different clients to not only help the reach of the company itself, but to help or work with the customers to get more people to use the product. As I mentioned at the start, lots of people actually cannot find sustainable product, even though that they want to, and they end up buying any product. But if you work with the people who know your product, and they know your sustainability goals, and they see your effort, you can ask them, as part of your impact and what you want to reach, to expand the reach about your product itself, to bring people in, to refer your business or product, to promote it, to create user-generated content. There's many ways how you can get people participate to expand or to communicate your sustainability effort. And next one is measure and report impact. I mean, everything I mentioned is one side, and this specific point is by itself is on the other side, because it's a cornerstone to ensure all your communication is valid. You don't tap into any criticism of greenwashing or more, and you're able to measure, track, and find area where to basically improve later on. How to measure your sustainability effort? There's multiple tools. I believe there's multiple tools within the Climate Salad community that provide you this, such as Trace, Spire Plus, Val AI. If you're in property, there's multiple ones you actually can use. And excuse me if I miss any, and if you are here, but I know there is also more. So it depends on your industry, your business. You can actually find the right tool and start using it. And this will give you this influx of information of your impact that can be utilized later on to communicate. Another one is last one, which is the most important thing, and the key difference between communicating sustainability versus ESG reporting is telling a story about your impact. Some of you may have seen the latest Apple ad about their reporting, and I believe it's it's an amazing piece of example, how to make a story, how to engage, how to get people sharing about it, debating on it, confronting them that they're doing greenwashing more and more. But it just made such a way as a marketing piece that got them attention, or got potentially attention more than the whole Apple event this year, even because they both happened at the same time. But everyone was sharing more about this specific ad rather than the new product that Apple brought, which is, I believe, precisely what they wanted. Like the choice of timing and everything just make a much bigger impact to the whole event they have done. All right, perfect. Does anyone has a question on this one, or should I continue moving?
I have one quick question. Sorry, Mo. Sam here.
Yes. Hi, Sam.
So when you're saying express aims, I understand that, but is there then some danger in going too far and making it sound too wishy-washy? You know, like if someone said, "Oh, we aim to be net zero," or "We aim to be, 100% reduced," would a lot of shareholders say, "Well, I mean, that's nothing's worthless." I mean, how do you protect yourself, but also structure it as more ambitious than just a unfulfilled aim?
Sure. As an example, I'm currently working with an energy company to speak about the product they want to bring, a renewable specific product, and it's in the making. They're investing in it. They're doing lots of work in it, and it's really their aim to bring it to market. And there's lots of their journey, or their specific action they're currently doing at the moment. They can use it to prove this specific aim. But it comes to also legal perspective if they don't use, and here again, I mean, of course, it's a balance you want to strike, especially what kind of product you're bringing. But if you're trying to work on, if you're investing in the form of R&D to bring a renewable gas, let's say, to market, or a biogas, and you're doing all this effort, you just need to be, the size of your business, you need to be also careful legally, not to, what if you fail short? What if you're late 2 years, etc.? Here's where you want to strike the balance of using carefully the right word. However, this is the balance will come in. There's all these other action that come and ensure or show, build trust and confidence by being transparent, by opening more things, by inviting people to come and see the progress, by inviting more ideas how to achieve it, engaging community, etc., to show that you're making the impact, you're working towards this, but it's still not something guaranteed. And this here, I'm speaking about, let's say, the far right example, the one that's really, we're not sure if we're going to achieve it or not. There's other things that more tangible. You know, if you want to reduce usage of one thing and you know you can do it, and just a financial constraint in it, or that supplier constraint, then you can be a bit more confident into the goal itself and use specific keyword to it. Like, we will be 100% or not 100%, we'll be using X material by end of next year, because here's the stuff that you can actually achieve it. So I'm not sure if this is answering your question. Unfortunately, lots of these kind of things, usually it depends on what is the product and what is the market.
I think that's helpful. Thanks, Ray.
No worries. Any other question on this? Perfect. We can communicate further at the end of the session. Now, this is as a how-to. However, also the ACCC provided a guide that they are updating in a regular basis to how to basically support your environmental claims, which is potentially similar to what I mentioned above. Avoid vagueness and unqualified claims. Provide sufficient evidence. So, like Sam with you here, if you're providing evidence that you are working towards this goal, but we're just not sure about the result itself, potentially it can help in giving you this confidence to communicate this aspect. Make clear comparison. Don't exaggerate basically your claim itself, and use third-party certification. There's lots of companies here and there start producing their own look like certification label that they can add it to their product. It's self-made and it's becoming illegal in multiple places, and I believe it's also will be coming to Australia soon. So you don't create your own specific label that looks like it's 100% recyclable, etc. And obviously use the right images so you don't give any false idea itself. Now, all of this, the challenge of it and the how to, start by, as mentioned, by measuring the right information and ensure you communicate well with your social team or marketing team or partner to ensure things are communicated in the right way. There's certain training must be done so your social team, marketing team does not go and make it sounds much larger, or make the impact much better. Why I'm saying this? I come from a marketing background and we are trained to do this. We trained for you to give us, this specific product, and we will make sure that everyone hear only about the great stuff and nothing about anything that is not really the best or where your weaknesses are. We either trained to hide your weaknesses or make it sound okay, versus amplify, one thing that you do really, really great. So this is potentially, I don't want to say it's fine, but this is when it's not affecting false impact like investment impact, sustainability impact, etc. You can pass it there. But when it comes to things that heavily affect purchase behavior or give this social license to specific product, you need to be careful, because more and more there is people coming after this as well. I'm not trying to scare you. You want to continue communicating, not hushing, but you want to find the balance as well. Now, we have the tactics. We know why you want to communicate your environmental effort, sustainability effort. We understand how it can help you win more market, expand your business, expand your reach. Now, how you can develop a mini strategy that can be part of your overarching marketing strategy itself. Simple, nothing surprising here, because at the end, this is a communication strategy. It just geared towards a specific goal and has more condition to it. This is how you potentially want to think of it. It's not a groundbreaking new thing. It's steered towards specific objective, marketing and communicating your sustainability effort, and has further condition or a checklist that is a bit more strict than your usual communication. So if you think of it, set clear and quantifiable goals. As any strategy, you want to make sure what you communicate can be measured. You want to make sure you are able to track number of people reaching this information, more people buying your product because of the sustainability effort, more people participating in any activity you're doing with your community, etc. So you can see if you're actually making a difference or not, if this sustainability effort is making you more business or not. Because if yes, then of course it can make more financial sense to double up on the sustainability effort, to do more impact, more activities, etc. And next one is what we mentioned earlier: identify your stakeholders and understand their pain point or what they care about from everything that you are trying to achieve. Not everyone care about everything you do. Not everyone care much about the kind of action you are doing in your business itself. Once you know these are stakeholders, you know their pain point, you will start tailoring your messaging to address their interest. In the second point, in the right communication that they are most likely active on. Again, you can think of this one, as I mentioned, as your marketing strategy, just focus on the sustainability effort. So choose the right communication channels where you want to be communicating this effort. Is a blog, your website, your social, your ads. Some ads campaign can benefit and can bring people in. Your podcasts, your event where you want to be in, etc. Next point, tailor the message to feed them. Seek feedback. By you seeking feedback, you're trying to win two things at once. One, you're engaging your community to give you more ideas or feedback on how to communicate your effort or what else you should be doing. Second, you ensuring you're building this trust and transparency with them so they know that you are still in a journey and you're not you didn't figure it out 100% just yet. Like you're learning as you go, because for many businesses, communicating sustainability or making conscious sustainability effort is a new thing. And by you opening this door and communicating this, you ensuring that people will not judge you as hard as if it's a given and you should know 100% what's going on. Finally, learn and improve as any strategy from the feedback, from the goals that you're tracking, see if you're achieving it or not, see what kind of feedback you're receiving, and then improve and you communicate in it itself. This lead me to speaking with the role of empathy in sustainability, which is continuing in what I was just sharing, understanding that sustainability is a journey and it's very crucial for us, for everyone here, for your audience, for them to know that they must or they should approach you with good intention, acknowledge your progress, show the progress itself, because it's still not just perfect just yet. And there's more things or more ideas can come out of other people doing things that you can take it, can learn from it, and start applying for your business itself. And that's lead to the end of the session. So if you have any question, I will start checking the questions here yet, but if you still have the question and haven't answered yet, feel free to ask it as we can chat here.
Thanks, Mo. There is a question here from Jace. Jace's product offering is designed to help other businesses become more sustainable, where these marketing tips might be more suitable for them. Just wondering if there are any tips for sustainability providers, for lack of a better term, to market their products and services to those other businesses.
Are are you able just to explain more what do you mean by sustainability providers?
Well, unfortunately, Jace is having a little bit of trouble with his cam and mic today, but Jace, if you want to pop in some more information there.
I hear the question. Just so yeah, I would like to understand more what kind of sustainability provider to answer it better. But here, decarbonized building asset. Sure. I mean, especially in your space, Jace. What is? Oh, this is another message. There's a company in Climate Salad Valley AI that potentially track and map out sustainable effort that you do in building upgrades from lighting, from energy efficiency, generation, and more. And communicating those aspects or consulting those aspects has this kind of major impact to everyone who's utilizing these buildings, either from the investor themselves, because they can use it to communicate back in their portfolio, or the people, residents who choosing those specific building because of the upgrade that it has. So you here, what you want to potentially be doing is help sharing your impact on behalf of the other businesses that utilize these premises itself, and share the journey of you leading a change instead of, but still, I mean, there's lots of things to actually be communicated about decarbonization building. This is one of the actually one of the most important topics that you can communicate a lot about. So you can still treat most of what I mentioned above to communicate about how do you choose specific building upgrades to communicate your sustainability effort. We've done this recently with the O'Brien Ice House group, because the biggest effort they managed to do is more in the building itself. This is where they had to invest a lot in terms of energy generation, how much they use 100% of that was generated, and he's become more the big value for the communicated itself.
Thanks, Mo. And Stephen's got a question there, the virtual hand up. Stephen, do you want to come off mute?
Yeah, hey everyone. Lovely presentation, Mo. Thanks for that. And thank you everyone in Climate Salad. I love this community. So one of the big things you talked about, which interests me, is the role of certificates. For context, working on a robot that I've invented called Charm, and it grows coral for reef restoration. Now, coral reef credits are a new concept. So I've been kind of considering carbon sequestration credits, since coral sequesters CO2. And a big thing that I need to figure out, regardless of which credit system I go for, is a certificate of impact. Do we know in this community or across the Australian country, are there communities or companies that issue and work with people to get these certificates of impact? Do you know anyone who might be able to help?
I believe from different session I had before here, there's definitely specific people who can help in carbon certification and can lead you to where you can have it. So I'll leave this one to Alison to actually maybe give you more insight on it. But what I can chip in and add here, Stephen, is obviously what you're trying to build sounds amazing by itself, showing, I mean, the mission you are on by itself is very special. There's lots of communication can be driven around it. If you will go to the path of using certificate basically to balance your work itself, and with the question you ask, communicating this to your community that you're trying to make the right choice. Where do you generate your certificates? And you're trying to make the best to go to the ones that actually making real project with real impact by itself is worth communicating. Because you tell them, I'm not able to do more than this. So the only way for us to make an impact is basically proxy investing in those specific projects that we are sourcing, allocating, and you communicating that the effort you're making there, because you're not just going off to purchase any certificates just for the sake of reporting back that this is what we have done. You're trying to find the right ones. You're trying to check their project, and somehow you can bring this conversation to what you're trying to achieve, beside obviously your core business itself, because it's I mean, it's such a great concept and a big mission.
Thanks, Mo. Appreciate that.
Stephen, I'm going to go away and do a little bit of digging for you. I don't have the Climate Salad community Rolodex totally solidified in my mind just yet, but I'll go away and do some research and ask the rest of the team and see if I can come back to you with something as well.
Thanks, Alison. You're the best. Appreciate it.
No worries. Are there any other questions? You can put your virtual hand up or just come off mute if you've got one. I've got one.
Yes.
Mo, you mentioned about inviting participation. I was just wondering if you could give an example of what that might look like, for somebody in the Climate Salad community.
One specific tactics that we currently about to launch with a client is what we calling it's a form of a bounty program we're doing with a client. I'm not sure if everyone's familiar with what is a bounty program. So potentially you're providing or setting specific tab of reward from your business for specific actions or asks you are asking for your own community, whether it's in Instagram, if you have specific groups, etc. And this will help identifying the right people who potentially, yes, I'm happy to participate in exchange of a reward. The reward can vary from what kind of business, because yes, you want people to support your effort, but you want to incentivize people to make some actions. And here where this specific type of campaign become an engaging campaign that can lead to lots or a much bigger impact. And the beauty of it is once you finish it, you can actually communicate about the specific campaign that you've done, because you're giving incentive to your people in your community to go and source specific type of, wood for your product. And the people who can come back to it will get X incentive. The incentive can be by either, depends on your product, discount, membership, reward points, access to specific things, star in your the community itself. It depends. It could be monetary as well. It could be giving money for specific task, and you can just put list of the wish list that you want to have it. We want to do X. If you do it, you're gonna get 10% discount, and it's open to 5 people only. If you do B, you will get 5% discount, and it's open to 50 people who can achieve this specific task. So this way, it builds this momentum, it helps you also find who are from your community who are potentially active, who can do things, because you can engage them later on to invite them to behind the scene, ask them, give them early access to your product, consult them on new things you want to have, get your opinion first, and having them as this kind of trusted circle that you can ask them first. So it has lots of benefit, but you engage them this way, you reward them, and once you finish this specific program, usually you will have it within, 30 days, 60 days, you can start communicating about the program here and how this program, because you're giving incentive, so you're basically investing in it. It helps generating X amount of action based on the effort itself.
Yeah, great. That makes sense. It sounds like, in comparison to like the traditional marketing model that you were talking about, it's a little bit more nuanced, right? Like we're assuming that our audience is smart as we are, and knowing about our product and wanting to know about it, and that they care as much as we do. And so I guess there's like a mutual trust, isn't there, that we're trying to build through being transparent and creating like a real positive connection of transparency in communicating what our product or service is trying to do.
100%. The community activation as part of marketing efforts, it's growing more and more. There's multiple tools now start offering this as part of it. Instagram has a new section to build community. WhatsApp group now building more and more to their group functionalities to it. So you start driving more people in and have this one-on-one communication with them, similar to the like of Discord and other channels now can be done, or Telegram now can be done, let's say, in the more mainstream channels. So you can bring more people in, and the value of it is enormous because they can start supporting. So you're building this trusted people who can amplifying your messages once you take it there. Can just send it to the group. Hey guys, here's a new article we wrote about our impact. We'd love to get your feel for it and share it. Since it's a community driven, not just passive social media posting, there is this conversation that can happen with it. Obviously, it move it to a moderation aspect, similar, let's say, what we have in Climate Salad here, but this is a bit more, it is a community. So it's driven with multiple channels, multiple need in it, etc. For your business will be around your product or industry or service itself. So people there are the people who are interested in this. And with campaigns like Bounty, like other mechanism, you can amplify this community and keep it thriving as well.
Amazing. That's probably a good segue, Mo, to wrap it up, but to also let our community know that we are going to be sharing the deck here, and we'll link to the blog that you mentioned as well, and we'll put that in our Slack community. When it's done, of course.
Yes.
We'll share that in the Slack community, and we'll share that via email to people who have asked for that as well. Thanks, Mo. We really appreciate your insights today. Thank you for taking the time out, and thanks everybody for joining us. You know how important feedback is, and there is a survey. If you can just answer the few questions on your way out, that would be really appreciated. Thanks, Mo, for joining us, and thanks everyone. We will see you next time.
No worries. Thanks everyone.